Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh for allowing his word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called The Praise of a Virtuous Woman and Good Housewife. Cold-blooded, right? What's the name of the lesson, man? The Praise of a Virtuous Woman and Good Housewife. All right, in this word, man, I think King Solomon said it best in Ecclesiastes, I want to say 7 and 28-29, verses 28-29. And I'm paraphrasing, don't quote me on it. I could be off as far as the scripture. But it speaks about out of 1,000 women, he didn't find out one woman that was righteous. And out of 1,000 men, he found but one. So in King Solomon's time, man, he really didn't come across a virtuous woman or a good housewife, that is. But just because King Solomon was not able to come across that particular woman don't mean that this particular woman didn't exist. Okay? In the world that we live in, there are some virtuous women and good housewives out there. It's not a widespread of them because they're caught up into the folly of the world, but there are some virtuous women and good housewives out there, man. You just have to, keep searching, and eventually, Lord willing, you'll find that virtuous woman and wife. In this word, for you brothers that want to know, and for you sisters that want to know, what's the makeup of a virtuous wife or a virtuous woman and a good housewife, in Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 31, I believe, kind of gives you the guideline of what a virtuous woman looks like and a good housewife. And in this word, man, we're going to speak on some of those things in Proverbs chapter 31, starting at verse 10. We're going to highlight some of the things that make this woman in particular a virtuous and good housewife, man. We're not going to bring out all the scriptures from Proverbs 31:10 through 31, but there is some scriptures I have highlighted that I want to touch on, man. So you sincere brothers know, based off the woman you have and the wife you have, you'll be able to look at these scriptures that's going to come out and measure where your woman is in regards to, what the scriptures say. And then you women that want to gauge where you are versus what the scriptures say pertaining to a virtuous woman and good housewife, you'll have a chance to kind of see where you at, how close you are, or how far you away from it. The first scripture we're going to speak on in Proverbs 31 is verse 10. And it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies," man. So it poses a question. And that question is, who can find a virtuous woman? What's a virtuous woman? A virtuous woman would be a woman that demonstrates uprightness, righteousness. A virtuous woman would be a woman that demonstrates integrity. You see, the scripture says, who can find a virtuous woman? You know why the question is being asked, who can find a virtuous woman? Because it's not a widespread, okay? A virtuous woman today is unheard of. And when I say unheard of, meaning that there are so few that the chances are you're not going to be able to be in possession of one, or even find one. That's why the question is being posed, who can find a virtuous woman? Why? Because it says what? For her price is far above rubies. Okay? So in other words, man, a virtuous woman is considered more prestige than precious stones. Okay? For her price is far above rubies, aka precious stones. So in verse 10, what is it really saying? It's saying a upright woman of integrity, a righteous woman who is more valuable than precious stones, is priceless. You can't put a price on it, man. You see? So when you look at the woman that you're with today, is she's upright? Does she demonstrate uprightness? Does she have integrity? Okay. Is she prestigious like precious stones? Is she a woman that's priceless, man? That's how you know if you got a virtuous woman, man. We're going to scroll down to verse 12 in Proverbs 31. It says, she, which is the virtuous woman, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. The him it speaks about would be her husband. She will do him good and not evil. So guess what? She's going to make him glad, pleasant, happy, and prosperous. And at the same time, she's not going to be unpleasant to him. She's not going to be malignant. She's not going to demonstrate wickedness. She's not going to be hurtful. She's not going to bring misery and affliction to him. You see, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So as long as she's living, man, she's going to bring gladness to his life, happiness, prosperity, man, pleasantry to his life. And at the same time, wickedness, hurtful actions, miseries, and afflictions, she's not going to bring any of that during her whole time she's on this earth, man. That's sharp, man. Cold-blooded, right? And then when you go down to Proverbs 31:26, what do it say? It says, she opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. So in Proverbs 31:26 is twofold, man. The first thing we're going to touch on is it says she opened her mouth with wisdom. What part of that wisdom she has? She has the faculty of mind. She has the faculty of discernment. And what make her wisdom so prestige is her wisdom is centered around the knowledge and fear of Yahweh, man. Yeah, man. She opened her mouth with wisdom, you see. So this is a woman that's spiritually sound. This is a woman, okay, that's you know, she's a virtuous woman, man. She got it together, man. The Lord is dealing with her. You see, she opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness, man. Is the law of being merciful. Is the law of being loving. Is the law of being faithful, demonstrating goodness, man. Yeah. Special woman, right? Special woman, man. What's the name of the lesson, man? The praise of a virtuous woman and good housewife, man. And that's exactly, if you're an Israelite, man, you will, man, the ultimate goal is having a virtuous woman and a good housewife. A woman that runs the house with precise efficiency, man. While you're out bringing the bread in, she's at home managing the house, from the bills, from the finances, from raising the kids, the cooking and cleaning and all of that, you know. You find a woman like that, man, she's a precious jewel, you dig? We're going to stay in Proverbs chapter 31, and we're going to close it out in verses 28, 29, and 30. In Proverbs 31 and 28, it says, her children arise up and call her blessed. Okay? Her husband also, and he praises her. You see that? So her children is going to rise up and call her blessed. They're going to call her spiritually happy and fortunate, man. It says her husband also is going to bless her, call her blessed. And then the husband going to take it a step further. He's going to also praise her. He's also going to commend her. He's also going to be boastful towards his wife. He's going to be praiseworthy towards his wife. He's going to give her glory, man. He's going to give her the glory that you're supposed to give your spouse when she's virtuous, man. Yeah. Cold-blooded, right? In verse 29, Proverbs 31, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. So all the daughters, all the many daughters that have done virtuously, she rise above and be exalted from all of them, man. You see that? She's the creme de la creme, man. She's the top of the commandment chain of virtuous, man. Yeah, that's cold, right? And then in verse 30, as we get ready to close out, what do it say? It says, Proverbs 31 and 30, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised, man. A woman that do what? Feareth the Lord, man. A woman that demonstrates extreme fear. A woman that demonstrates respect and reverence and is afraid of the Lord, man. When she does that, she shall be praised. She shall be commended, man. You see? Now, as we get ready to close out, man, let's look at verse 30 in chapter Proverbs 31 one more time, man. It says, favor is deceitful, man. So if just because you're favored, that don't make it's worth nothing, man. Why? Because you're gonna find out favor is you're being deceived by favor. And this woman, she's very beautiful, right? A very beautiful woman you see on the screen. But her beauty is considered vain and empty. Why? Because the missing element is she don't fear the Lord, see? So if you're a woman that has favor and a woman that's beautiful, man, you're going to be deceived by your favors, and your beauty is really nothing. Why? Because you don't fear the Lord, man. But when you fear, you see, it tells you favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. See, that's not what a woman should be focusing on. What's going to make that woman be praiseworthy is a woman that feared the Lord. Just because you get favors and you beautiful, you're not going to be praised for that, because that's empty and deception. Your favor, the favors you got are under deception, and your beauty is vain, man. That ain't going to get it. That's why it says, but a woman that feareth the Lord, who we know as Yahweh, she shall be praised, man. And there you have it right there. If you want to go and read the whole chapter of Proverbs from verses, chapter 31 of Proverbs from verse 10 to 31, feel free to do so. It gives you the actual blueprint when you're searching and trying to find a virtuous woman and wife, because it speaks about the noble character of a woman, man. And if you brothers out there that's single and looking for a wife, these are the things you might want to look into to let you know that you may have you a virtuous woman that's far above rubies, man. Yeah, cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. We're not asking for you women to be perfect. All we saying is, as spiritual men, as servants of Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushai, it would be a beautiful thing to find a virtuous woman, man. For a spiritual man, that's like hitting the lotto. It's the best thing you could ever have, man. I hope you sincere, brothers and sisters, was edified by this word. We give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushai, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.